All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So, look, the stock market is an ugly place, all right? One of the most famous quotes in the stock market is when there's blood on the streets, there's money to be made. And that's basically what we're going to talk about today, but I just really want to emphasize, please be respectful with the comments. And I know the viewers always are. I love our little corner of the internet. The Chart Reader community is a really cool place, right? But two people passed away yesterday, right? Like, this is a very much no joke situation and moment. And one more time, just let's leave emotions and opinions at the door, and let's do our best to talk about the stock market and talk about hopefully making some money. And again, when there's blood on the streets, there's money to be made. And I'm not here trying to, how do I say it? It's messed up, and I'm not above this. I'm gonna go to the Discord really quick. I was the first person to say DJT. Literally, if you go and see what time things happen, like, oh man, I was literally talking about the Discord being a year old in a couple days, DJT, and then from there you can see all we've been doing is talking about DJT, right? It's messed up. Believe me, it is. I know it is. I even think sometimes I kind of I find myself a little disgusted at myself for like being this kind of person where like I remember there were like hurricanes or typhoons or something. I forgot what it was, but in California, we'd never had it before, and it was going to go from Mexico all the way up, and there was a bunch of like oil fields, and the thought really was that we were going to hit some oil fields, and like, all of a sudden I'm thinking, let's start buying some oil. Like, it's messed up. I'm not here pretending it's not, and you can kind of hear it in my voice. It is messed up, right? But hey, I'm looking at DJT because of this. I'm looking at PHUN because of this, all right? And they both have some interesting setups, and all of a sudden, I'm thinking volume is about to come, all right? So a little bit longer of an intro and a lot less about the actual tickers, but yeah, again, it's one of those things where I'm here to make money. I am, right? And I understand how messed up things are. Believe me, I do. But and hey, if you don't want to trade this, believe me, there are thousands of 3-letter, 4-letter, and 5-letter tickers out there, right? So you can definitely set your own morals and set your own like rules, and hey, they can definitely be better human rules than mine is, unfortunately, right? But yeah, DJT is definitely a focus for tomorrow, all right? So sorry for the longer intro than normal, but before we do go any further and I give you more of my thoughts and opinions, what are we gonna do? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we are done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can, please subscribe to this channel. Share this video online with your friends. Comment good or bad if you disagree. Look, anything you can do helps so much with these YouTube algorithms. But for real, just being here, giving me your time, oh, I am so grateful for it, all right? So my disclaimer was in the beginning of this video. Let's get into the technicals, all right? And look, if you watch my videos, I always care about up here. Tomorrow is all about the volume. All right, I'm going to say it one more time for the people in the back. Tomorrow is all about the volume. I have a video, it's one I made a while ago. It's called my 5 golden rules of trading. My rule number 2 is volume is king. All right, volume is queen for my ladies out there. And that's a little sentence that you hear me say at least maybe 3 or 4 times a week, right? Volume dictates what price does, all right? People talk about holding. No, I don't need holding. I need a monster wave of volume that comes and buys, all right? And man, it's hard to imagine people are not going to be thinking about Trump on Monday. And anytime Trump is at the top of the mind, you have to come to DJT. The very first word in this stock is Trump. there's not a lot there's not a lot more I need to say, right? Now look, this was not a good thing, but it's not necessarily about good or bad. It's always just about news and media, because again, if let's just I haven't even finished scrolling. Like, everything has been Trump since yesterday. To Elon all of a sudden is getting really loud about his support for Trump. I mean, the guy threw like 4 tweets right as soon as I said let's all buy DJT. And I'm not saying buy, I never use the word buy, sell, hold, right? But as soon as I said let's look at DJT on Monday, dude, the dude starts dropping a bunch of I support Trump. There is so much eyes on the guy. And look, what am I hunting for? Oof, look at this. All right. So first off, the one thing I want to start with, please don't think about these lines. All right. This is a $30 stock. Do not be so I actually literally said it earlier today. Let's go. All right. Someone was talking about an $80 DJT target. Look, I love the guy, right? He is actually a shabby shallot. You can't put an $80 target on a $30 stock, all right? The biggest reason why is, look, let's say we only go from here to here, which is basically what I'm going to talk about in a second. If you're expecting 80 and we make a good run to 40, you might not bank what actually is a beautiful 33% return right there. You're at 30, you're adding $10 on a stock that only has 3 sets of 10. Oh man, and that's the problem with setting too high a target. You really miss out on important bankable moments, and it's I just believe me, I used to do it. Trust me, I used to do it, all right? What are we looking for tomorrow? Look, the money line is basically around 32.50. All right. If you're looking in the box over there, I'm clicking just a little bit higher. But as of Friday's close, the 20 moving average was sitting at $32.54. That's a pretty sloped down line. Maybe you can even argue 32.25 is going to be a little hiccup there, is going to be the line. If I'm clicking 33.50, all right, 33.50 looks like a really important number. It's basically the top of this 418 candle. It's basically the middle of this 424 candle. And it's basically the top of this June 24th candle. All right, so I really think 33.50 is what I would really call the safest of the money lines. Obviously, nothing is safe, and this is where you kind of gauge your risk reward tolerance, right? But I think anywhere between 32.25 and 33, let's call it 40, 50, give or take, right? That's what we're looking for. If we break those numbers, all I can think about is running all the way up here to basically $41. You can see it. The 50 is sitting at 41.71. The 100 is sitting at 41.68. I have 2 moving averages, a stone throw away. Even if they both come down, they're not going to come down super, super fast, right? Like the 8 and the 20 are moving significantly faster than the 5 and the 100, right? So let's just call it 41 to be safe. I would love to go from 33-ish to 41-ish. That's a really, really nice put it in the pocket right there, all right? RSI is so low. This thing's only at 50. It wasn't that long ago that this thing was pushing an 80. It actually wasn't that long ago that we were at an 89, the day after 89, day before that 92, right? So DJT knows how to get silly. DJT at the minimum knows how to get to 80. DJT is only at a 55 RSI, right? So let's just talk about the 200 really quickly, all right? We fell below it, don't confirm, come back. We fell below it, don't confirm. Those two I would not call confirm. We've been dancing with, but haven't lost the 200. The 200 is so strong. And to not lose it, and to add maybe a little momentum, this is where we can rock it, all right? And then again, I love the 8 and the 20. If we can get to that little place where I'm going to start to believe we've broken the 20 and the 200, what else can I think beyond this, all right? Look, from there, I'm going to delete the 71 line. I really don't want that there. I think that's a ridiculous number at the moment. I'll keep 61. I think that is also a ridiculous number at the moment. But hey, if you can get over all 5 moving averages, things might happen, right? So if we can get over 41, 52 and 61 are basically my next numbers up, all right? Just to make sure, because you always need to remember both sides of the coin, all right? Damn, we're tight. We're real tight, actually. Let me see if I can get one from back here. It's a little low. Sorry, I'm looking for our danger line. Okay, if this goes below 28.50, I would be very scared. I think 28.50 is the danger line, all right? But ideally, we're breaking that 32-ish, 33.50, whatever range you want to take, and we're, like I said, running up, all right? MACD is definitely a little bit on the negative side, but that doesn't matter. Look, volume. I'm going to end the daily on the volume, all right? What am I looking for? All right, no, that was from the last video. So I would say this. I think I would love 20 million shares. As I'm looking at this window of basically the entire year, right? This is January 24 all the way to today. We've hit this line, this 20 million line, a couple times. If we can do that again, I think that's going to be the monster wave. And look, this thing can go way higher than 20, but even just 20 is 5x from Friday, and that's huge. And not just Friday, but really 5x from the last 2 weeks. So if I'm looking for 20 million shares in a roughly 7-hour trading day, we need about 3 million shares in the first hour, basically 6 million shares in the second hour. And hey, if in a 2-hour span you're completely destroying a full day of trading, oh man, that alone is wildly bullish, right? So give me that 20, give me the volume, give me the break of these two lines, and yeah, it's gonna be real hard. All right, listen, this isn't about what you think about Trump. This isn't about any emotions, any opinions. All we're doing here is letting these colorful lines tell us what we think, and then we're kind of making some volume anticipations, all right? Let me look at the week. Oh man, look at this weekly. What number is this? Okay, I think it's important to consider 37 as a little bit of a resistance, all right? But again, this 40 is hopefully what we're looking for, and you can kind of see that's a high 40. It's 40.70, roughly that 41 we were looking for, right? So I like it. The weekly's telling me the same thing. Actually, weekly stayed positive on the MACD, and the RSI still a healthy 40. Gosh, even on the weekly, we got to a 90-something RSI, all right? So you can hear it in my voice. This was a little bit of an uncomfortable video to make, but hey, that's part of this game that we're doing, right? And again, if you have better morals than I do, if you are a better human than I am, hey, I love it. It's a good thing. I just, I know who I am, and I'll trade whatever if it's there, right? So let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions. Please be respectful. I appreciate you so much. Let's take a quick look at PHUN. All right, and the easiest thought I have here is I'm gonna look at another stock really quickly. All right, so SoundHound has been going wild. All right, SoundHound just announced their launch. All right, they're gonna go into Europe, into like 11 countries in Europe. They're doing some really like legitimate news and breaking lines. All right, that was after Nvidia announced that they were like SoundHound has had a lot of news that actually you can say justify this move from 2 to 6. All right, we made this move from 4 to 6 again for a reason. All right, GFAI, Guard Force AI. Guard Force just went from 2 something all the way to basically like on this single. No. Was it not Guard Force? Wait. No. Was it not Guard Force? BBAI. Bullfrog. BFRG. Bullfrog. Duh. Bullfrog for no reason at all just flew. This thing went from basically 150 to 2 something, and again, you can see it. It was right during that same sound how moment. Bullfrog did nothing. Bullfrog had no real news. It was just in the right sector at the right time with the right red, with the right technical spacing, with the super low R. Like, it was at the right place at the right time. PHUN might be at the exact same place right now. All right. So, hey, real quickly, if you can subscribe, if you can share, it does wonders with the algorithms. All right. So, look, again, this Trump moment is something where we're putting our opinions aside and we're trying to do what the famous stock quote says: when there's blood on the streets, there's money to be made. I'm assuming that there's going to be a lot of attention on Trump stocks even tomorrow. All right. As I look at the Discord, look, there's another one today, right? Like this was really funny right there, right? Like all we're doing is talking about Trump since it happened, right? I'm assuming that's going to happen on Monday. I'm assuming that's going to translate to volume. If this one, you can even make your entry as, because look, you know me, right? I normally would say, let's break the line and let's go up, right? But I actually think this is an important line. I think I'm going to set that alert. 596. If I can get to 596, I've gotten to halfway of the biggest candle to the left. That was also the biggest volume. Oh, it wasn't. Interesting. But yeah, I would get into this gap fill right here. And then from there, I'm going to, I don't want to use the word assume, right? Because bad things can still happen. But from there, hopefully we go to 620. If we break 620, that's where I'm thinking. We're break the 20, go to the 50. Break the 50, go to the 100. Break the 100, go to the 200. That's kind of what we're hunting here. And this thing's starting to come down pretty steeply, right? There's a good chance that we can actually battle the 100 by itself and just look at it. After roughly where the, excuse me, where the 100 is, it's just red again to the 200 right there, right? So there's a good chance that we make a nice little run to 8 something here. You know what I mean? And again, does this deserve it? Nah, not really. Does it have a shot? Yeah, kind of. Because again, Soundhound made the move. The sector, at least one of it, followed. If DJT makes the move, hey, the sector might follow. It might be this. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's just one of those things where you kind of need to have eyes. I think the other one I guess I should also show is Rumble. Let's take a look at Rumble. Look at this thing right here, right? That's actually a nice Friday candle. This happened well before the Trump moment even happened, right? That's a nice little MACD and RSI too. So all of a sudden, I'm thinking to myself, where are you at? No, that's too high. Where are you at? That's actually a little too high. I'll be honest. I'll be real honest, all right? I'm looking in the box over there, and I see that the high of the day was $5.94. The close of the day was $5.94. Dude, just give me like $5.98. Give me $6. Give me a couple pennies. And I'm thinking if we can break 6, this is going to head to 630. Hopefully breaks that and heads on up to 660. I think 660 is going to be the real test, because clearly if that breaks, oof. And look, this thing is try to escape. Maybe we do another try to escape, all right? So again, Rumble, no real connection, right? But hey, it's kind of one of those things where Trump's in the news, you got to try to see what else might move, right? So Rumble and PHUN, I would call the auxiliary plays, because hey, maybe DJT runs, gets a little too hot, needs to cool, and in that cool, which might be a couple hours, these two all of a sudden pick up volume, and it could be a move from here to there and then back there, one of those things, right? So hey, let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions, even if you disagree. Oh, I appreciate you so much.